Again, thank you for joining us. If you haven't already popped into a TA Appliance, please do. They have beautiful displays for Breville that you can go in, touch and feel. And also in the Toronto location, we have a brand new Breville wall that you can go and check out. So please do so. Again, we're showing off the Joule Oven Air Fryer Pro. This is our first ever connected item from Breville. This is a beautiful countertop oven that literally will replace your big oven at home. If you are a small family, you will literally never have to open your big oven ever again. And the cool thing about this is it's connected to a really amazing app, which I'm going to show you in just a moment. I just want to put myself on Do Not Disturb so nobody bothers us while we're cooking. Now, we'll come back in and show you what we've got going on right now in the oven, which is our palmier cookies with Nutella inside. Yum. We're also going to be making grilled cheese. Have you ever made grilled cheese in an oven? I don't know about you, but I had never done this before, and now this will be the only way I ever make grilled cheese moving forward. We're also going to do something extra special for you, which we won't tell you yet. We'll show you near the end, because that will be our grand finale. Something that you'd never think to do in an oven, but moving forward, you will do it in the oven all the time, and you won't need a fire. There's my little sneak peek of what's coming. So let me show you the app. Let's get started with that. This is called the Joule Oven app, and actually anyone can download this app through their App Store or their Apple App Store, Google Play, whatever it's called. I have an Apple iPhone, as you can see. And you can access all of this content, but obviously it won't work with the oven unless you have one. So you'll definitely want to get an oven after you check out the app. I highly recommend downloading the app first to see what's in store for you. At the top, you're going to notice it says new this month. This content changes sometimes daily. I will tell you from yesterday, I'm already seeing new content. So I like popping in here every once in a while just to see the recipes that our Chef Steps team recommend for us to try out. This is a delicious recipe. Yes, a delicious, and I said kale is delicious. Oh, I haven't seen this one yet. That looks delicious. Air fried chickpeas, a really cool snack. So this is really nice to have this little section up at the top. And as I slowly scroll down, you'll see we have something that shows vegetarian feast options. So this content changes regularly as well. And then as I keep scrolling down, it gives you tips on how to get started once you get your Joule Oven, right up to unboxing, which is really nice. Then you can just explore through the recipes in the app based on the type of food that you're cooking. So you can just have fun, kind of like flipping through a cookbook. But what sets this oven and app apart from any other thing that I've seen before is that the recipes are all guided. So what that means is, I'll actually just show you quickly. It keeps track of what we're cooking. Isn't that neat? It shows you push notifications too. So I just wanted to show that to you in case anyone was distracted by this countdown timer. It just tells us that there's just over 5 minutes left for our cookies. So as I go down, you'll notice some recipes have this little airplane attached to it. These ones don't. This one does. So let's just click on this one. So this is the bulletproof air fried pork. And when I click on the airplane, it gives me the autopilot flight plan. So this is another thing that sets the Joule Oven apart, that we have something called autopilot attached to our app. So what that means is sometimes you will have recipes that flip through functions, and you'll have to do that manually if you don't have an app like this or an oven that can do phase cooking. So with this, it seamlessly goes from the broil on high to give that nice crisp caramelized exterior for your steak, or I think we're doing pork here, and then it goes seamlessly again into the air fry on 480, and it does that without you having to be near the oven, nor do you have to do any button pressing of any kind. It just does it for you, which is really cool. And look at this. See how I told you we'd have push notifications? It's time to turn the palmiers. So that's what Anna's doing right now. And I don't know if you knew what a palmier is, but if you're ever in Dollarama and you see those cute little cookies that look like a heart almost, that's a palmier. You can make them yourself. You don't have to go to Dollarama. You're welcome. So now let's just go back. Apart from seeing what the autopilot flight plan is, I want to show you how you're really set up to succeed with these recipes. You'll see that there is a total time for the actual recipe, the active time where you're involved in the process, and then the actual, I believe, the cooking time. No, this is the active time, which I think is the cooking time. I take it back. The active time is where you're involved, but the total time for the cooking involved is this time. It tells you the difficulty level. It also tells you how many people it serves. Gives you a little description of the recipe as well as all the ingredients you're going to need with visuals. I love visuals. I'm a visual learner. Including the equipment that we recommend you have. So when I click on View Steps, this gives me a whole overview of the entire recipe. As you can see, you can even give your feedback at the end and let us know what you loved, what you didn't love so much, what you'd love to see more of, less of. We love feedback, by the way, and we do make adjustments based on what our consumers want to cook and how their experience was. So with each step in the recipe, you get a visual guide throughout the whole process. So it's like having the chef in the kitchen with you, standing there holding your hand. Anna can't always be in the kitchen with me, so I love when she's here, by the way, because I don't have to do anything and everything is shiny and clean. It's so nice, and I again don't have to do anything. Thank you, Anna. And for each step it tells you the ingredients you're going to need as well as the equipment you'll need for that step too. So we'll go through each one of these steps and you can see how there's a button to indicate to start the autopilot. Now we can't do that because we're in the middle of finishing off our cookies, which will be done in less than 2 minutes, which is nice. But how cool is this, that you can just flip through, see how everything is supposed to look. It even tells you the tips on where to put the thermometer when you're testing the actual temperature of your meat. I don't know if anyone knew that, but you actually have to go in the side, because if you go straight down, you could be getting the temperature of the pan. And then it gives you visuals of what it should look like. Even tells you how to serve it up, which most recipes, I don't think, give you that kind of cue. And then you get all the way to the end, and it tells you ready to level up. Oh, see, sometimes they add new content. Oh. They like to elevate the experience, right? If you really want to add a chef experience, sometimes there will be little links at the bottom that click you into chef steps that give you extra tips and tricks that really make you like stand apart from the rest of your family and friends. Everyone's going to want a Joule oven when they see you with one. So this is the app. I don't think there's anything else I have to show you other than you've got some sections of the app that are very helpful. The home screen, which is what I showed you originally. The search screen, where you can do searches based on just touching any of these things, or you can type in what you want to cook and all the recipes with those things will pop up. Also, you have your own profile where your favorites are saved or what you last cooked. You can see what I had. Oh, we don't want to show that one because that will give them a clue of what's going to happen. We don't want to show them that. And then the last thing, next step, if we had to add anything else, because you can add a bit more on this oven, we would do that easily by touching on our phone. So you can see, I think we're good to go. I don't think we need to add a bit more. So we'll say we're done. Thank you, oven. And these come in multiple batches. Normally we would cook the second batch, but we're actually going to be doing other recipes with you, so we won't do that. But I just wanted to lastly show you in your settings section of the app, you have a lot of really helpful information, including if you need any help and support, you can do that through here, going through our FAQs or starting a support case if you ever had any issues like connection, because we have had some issues where people had have certain routers that like to block the oven. It's not nice when your router doesn't want you to have really yummy recipes. So that is your settings section. And of course you can buy like 10 different ovens and you can add them all into the app if you wanted to have 10 ovens going, okay? So that is the app. If you have any questions, I've said a lot of things, please pop it into the chat. We have people who will direct the questions to us and we'll happily answer them for you, okay? So now,
can you control the oven temp and timer from the app?
you can only control the oven temp and timer through the recipes in the app. So if it comes to you cooking just anything in your oven, you can't control it from your phone. But I wonder if that's something Chef Steps will eventually update. Maybe share the feedback if that's something you'd like to see. Download the app. Go into the feedback section and share your feedback of how you'd like to see the oven operate for you if you wanted to buy it. So I hope that answers that question. You can use this as a regular countertop oven. I don't know if I've already said that, but it is connected. You're not limited to using it as a connected oven. You can still flip through the functions, and we'll actually just hit confirm to go back to or hit stop to go back to the regular screen. So you can flip through all of these different functions. There are 13 on this oven, including air fry up here and dehydrate all the way at the bottom. Dehydrate's one of my favorite things to do this time of year because a lot of root vegetables are aplenty in the grocery store, and it happens to be on the more affordable side of things than $15 tomatoes. So you can buy a ton of root vegetables, you can slice them and dehydrate them and have them as delicious snacks. I love, love, love to use the dehydrate function. And yes, it makes jerky. So that answers that question for my gentlemen out there who really love their meat. But it does everything all the way from toast, like I said, down to dehydrate, and you can use this as a countertop oven. So that covers that. Now we're going to flip over to making our delicious grilled cheese. So I'm going to go back to my app and I'm just going to go into my favorites because I think I still have the grilled cheese in my favorites. If not, I'll go to last cooked. I cooked grilled cheese recently. We'll go to view steps. We've already done all of the prepping, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit the preheat. And what will happen, come over to the oven please. It tells you to press start. So I wanted to mention that your oven can't willy-nilly just turn itself on. So you won't have to worry about Alexa randomly turning on your oven when you're not home or when you're sleeping. You have to be by the oven to confirm the cooking for it to start. And we do need it in rack position 6, Anna. Thank you for noticing that. She's just flipping the rack because as you can see, you get 2 racks with the oven, and in the 2 positions, you have the higher position that will be the top number, and then the lower position, which is the bottom number. And depending on the number, the rack position shows up here on the screen of your oven, okay? And this actually indicates that we're in Joule cook mode. So this is where it's in connected mode, okay? So if you ever see this and you're like, why is that there? It's because you've got your Joule app assisting you with the cooking process. So it's going to preheat until we get to 425, and it's pretty quick because this is a smaller capacity than a regular big oven. And we would be doing all of this prep work in the meantime. Now this recipe calls for mayonnaise and Dijon mustard inside. I had never done anything like that before. And let me tell you, it's a game changer with grilled cheese. Apart from the fact that you're gonna have the best grilled cheese you've ever made, and it's done in an oven. So again, it goes through all of the steps for you, tells you the ingredients you're going to need, even shows you how to move those ingredients onto a piece of bread. In case you don't know how to butter bread, you're going to learn from this app. Gets you set up with all of the equipment that you get with the oven, which is nice too. This pan is a beautiful enamel pan that comes with the Joule Oven Air Fryer Pro. And then when it comes time to put the grilled cheese inside, we have to start the autopilot timer. It won't start until we say go, because it doesn't know when you actually put the food in. So that's another cool thing. If you happen to be away from the oven and it's preheated, it won't just start counting down like some of our other ovens do. So I love that feature of the Joule Oven Air Fryer Pro, because it's ready when you're ready, not opposed to, like, there's so many times I've been making cookies and it beeps at me like our other ovens, and I'll yell at the oven, I'm not ready, you might be ready, I'm not ready. So I talk to my appliances. I don't know if is there anyone else there? Anyone else out there in the chat? Raise your hand if you yell at your appliances or your phone like I do. Anna, do you do that?
Mostly at my printer, but yes.
Oh, your printer. I barely print anymore, so I can't really relate. Although I'm sure I would yell at my printer too. I yell at technology in general. So once we hit the start timer, it's going to do the cooking for us. And I don't know if I showed you the, oh, see, it beeped at us. It's ready. So we're going to put the food in. And the screen of the oven indicates for you what you have to do. So once we close it, we can press this to confirm, or I could have done it from the steps. Let me go back. We'll go down, start autopilot. I could have done it this way, but I want to show you how I do it if I happen to be in the kitchen, and I can start the timer this way too. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait about 7 minutes for your grilled cheese, but let me tell you, it's worth it. And you do want to be close to the oven for this recipe, because there will be a point where you have to actually flip the grilled cheese. I was like, what are we cooking? My brain, my friends, it happens sometimes. There's even a point where you can add a bit more if you find that your grilled cheese is not toasty enough. I know for me, I always like to add a bit more because I like it really brown and crispy. So I just go ahead and do that without even being by the oven after I've flipped the sandwich. So I will add a bit more usually. Maybe if we have time, I'll do it today, but I can't promise you I will, because I want us to get to our last recipe. So what else can I tell you in the meantime? Let's talk about accessories that you get with the oven. So I talked about the enamel pan. That's this guy here. There's a beautiful grill insert, which, Anna, can you just grab it? It's on top of the mini muffin tin over there. This grill insert is fantastic for making roasts and chicken wings and chicken legs, anything where you want the drippings to go down. It sits inside the pan beautifully, and I do all kinds of things in there with that. This is your air fry basket and dehydrating basket. This is fantastic for doing things like French fries, air fried French fries. I like to do my dehydrated zucchini chips on here, and I actually have the expansion pack, which is called the mesh baskets. I believe TA Appliances carries them on their website. I don't think they carry them in store. You can go ahead and check that out. I highly recommend getting the mesh baskets. They work in the Joule Oven Air Fryer Pro and the Smart Oven Air Fryer Pro, and I love them because I like to do 4 levels of dehydrating when I dehydrate. So if I dehydrate in just this one basket, I literally get a handful of zucchini chips. If I do 4 levels, I get a little bowl. It's worth it, I promise. It takes a long time. Dehydrating is not a quick process, but again, totally worth it. So you get this with it. You get the pizza pan, which, all right, let's show them. Okay. Let's come around this side. Let's follow me, my friends. Come with me. You get the pizza pan, and here's your spoiler alert, your last recipe you're going to get to see of the day. Yes, we're making s'mores in the oven. It is the coolest way to make s'mores, although I will say it doesn't beat sitting around a fire. But at this time of year, I'm not lighting a fire and going out in the snow. No, thank you. We live in Canada. It doesn't work that way unless you live really up north and you're used to that, and I'm not. Do we have any questions?
Are the accessories dishwasher safe, for example, the mesh basket?
Yes. Oh, that's such a good question. I love the fact that it's dishwasher safe, because this thing gets really clogged up with stuff from your food. So when I've dehydrated, sometimes if I slice things too thin, they get stuck to the little, you can see the perforations, right? It'll get stuck inside these little diamond cutouts. And when I put this in the dishwasher, it comes out shiny and new. This is a perfect example. I have air fried and dehydrated many a thing in this basket, and you wouldn't be able to tell. Look how lovely it is. It's beautiful. So now the oven's beeping at us. Anna's gonna flip the grilled cheese.
I'm flipping them over.
You sure are.
All right.
Yeah, you'll have to flip with, oh good, you thought ahead. And I know you closed the oven, but I just wanted to, no, you can leave it,
Okay.
you can leave it closed. But I wanted to make note to our watchers, our viewers, not watchers. Oh, look at this stringy cheese. Oh my goodness. That when you open the oven on the Joule Oven Air Fryer Pro, it actually has Smart Element IQ, where it knows that you've opened the oven and it has to infuse with a little extra heat to compensate for that loss of heat when you open the oven. That's called PID temperature control in the Breville world, where we have added this added element that controls the temperature in ways like that. Also, I wanted to make note with the Element IQ system, it delivers the heat where it's needed based on the type of preset you've chosen. So if you pick toast, for example, you don't want to wait 10 minutes for the oven to heat up. You want it to be infused right away so it will toast your bread. So on the toast setting, it's going to use more wattage than it would if you were on the bake setting, for example, for like a certain amount of time. So I just wanted to make note of that. Now, as for back to the dishwasher safe. Yes, everything is dishwasher safe, including the enamel pan. The only thing I want to make note is that the enamel pan does have these little curl, I don't know if you can get underneath, how it curls under like this. So water will get trapped in there. So just make sure you drain all the water out before you put it in the oven, because you'll hear the pan going bang when it's heating up and there's any water trapped inside those little curls. So I just wanted to make note of that. And I also wanted to make note that you get 2 racks with this oven as well. And yes, those are also dishwasher safe. That is all I had to say about accessories. Do we want to give them any view of our other ovens that happen to be on the wall while we're finishing off the grilled cheese recipe?
Carolyn,
Yes.
can you maybe let the viewers know what the difference between convection and air fry is?
That's a great question. So with our ovens that air fry, we've added something called super convection. So essentially that is the fan inside the oven blowing at a higher rate. And also with the Element IQ system, the distribution of heat inside the oven is going to be different as well from a regular setting like bake or roast. So very good question. And in case anyone didn't know, convection is that fan blowing inside that has the heat circulating. So it's a little more efficient in terms of cooking your food, and you can even cook at a lower temperature. Not a lower temperature, but a certain amount less. I never remember
25 to 50 degrees.
25 to 15 degrees. 25 to 50?
50. So sometimes,
show her. Don't come to me. I'm not the chef.
So sometimes when you set your oven for convection, maybe this might not happen on all ovens, but on my oven, when I set it to 350 on convection, it actually heats to 325 because with the air circulation, it actually boosts it closer to 350.
Right, exactly. And the cool thing with this oven is when you have it off of convection and you set your temperature, when you push convection once, there's a little button. Let's come in close so we can show them what the button looks like. It's this little fan button. When you push this once and turn convection on, it auto adjusts the temperature and it removes the time for you. And then when you push it again to go to super convection, it auto adjusts again. So on super convection, it will reduce it even more. So I guess that's where the 25 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit is. That's where that, we're done. Do we want to add a bit more? I don't think we do.
I don't know, it's looking really nice.
We want to get to s'mores and we only have 4 more minutes with you. Beautiful, yes.
So with the viewers, we've just gone through the different settings that are included.
Yes.
And the question is, for pizza mode, what does pizza mode do?
Pizza mode.
Which really is what all the...
I'm surprised you didn't ask about cookies. Cookies is all that we're doing these days. I love cookies. It's perfect to go with coffee because we like to talk espresso in Breville land. So again, back to element IQ, depending on the setting that you pick, you're going to get the perfect outcome for that thing that you're cooking. So with pizza, I don't know about you, but I don't like a burnt bottom and a raw top, so it won't do that. I also don't like the reverse, raw top and a burnt bottom. So it's an even cook on the top and the bottom. And if you cook on the pizza pan, it actually is even more efficient. So I find things like frozen pizza, they will go in and come out perfect as if you've made it fresh, which is really cool. But adversely, if you do a fresh setting, so let's just go over here, show the pizza setting. That was a great question, by the way. When we go,
oh, sorry.
That's okay.
That was me.
Okay. No. I'm going to hit start and I'm going to hit stop. So when we go to pizza, it's set to fresh. But if I hit the little snowflake, okay, which is here, so when I push it, I want them to see the screen. Let's come up to the screen. It'll say frozen. So you see how it also auto adjusted the time and the temp for you, which is cool. So less thinking involved when you have this oven, which is fantastic. So whether you're cooking fresh pizza or frozen, you get a perfect result, especially on the pizza pan. And you can use a pizza stone inside this oven. 13 inches is the max capacity and diameter you can use. Now I'm going to talk about cookies. On the cookies setting, it's set to this because this is what I had it set to the last time I made little mini cookies in a cupcake holder in the mini muffin tin. Just a little cute tip for you. But it cooks perfect cookies with the convection on, so I get that crispy exterior but gooey. You like how this is the symbol for gooey? The gooey interior. Okay, so now we're going to flip over to s'mores, and we might go a little bit over time. I hope you guys don't mind if we take a couple of extra minutes. I mean, we're making s'mores. Do you really want to leave us right now? I feel like you should not. So we'll go to the s'mores recipe. Okay, view steps. We've already prepared them on our pan, so we'll skip through that. I don't need to show you all of those. Did we already set it?
I said it.
How, what? Look at you.
I can start again.
Autopilot in progress. Anna's ahead of me, but it's okay.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait, what?
I didn't set the rack position.
Oh, let's fix the rack position. Yeah. You need to be in position, I think it's 3. Let me double check. Nope, 4. Beautiful.
Is that 4? Nope.
Nope. Just flip it and then it will be.
I love how clear it is on the door where all the rack positions are.
Yeah, it's helpful. And on the screen of the oven, it shows you rack position 4, start preheat. Now you can push confirm or start. So now we've got that heating up, and as soon as we are ready, which we are because the oven was already nice and hot, we will put it in, push the confirm button. Actually, let me show them from the app how I start the autopilot, Anna. So now I'm just going to hit start autopilot. And we are going. And you can see that we are counting down for the autopilot. So in 4 minutes, we're going to have perfect, no kidding, perfect s'mores. Let me show you the flight plan for the s'mores. So when I click on autopilot, this is how we're getting those perfect s'mores with the gooey interior but the roasted exterior. That last final broil is what it does. That last minute of broiling really makes the difference. And notice how it's in phase 1 right now, and that's what's illuminated. And it will switch over to phase 2 without you having to do anything. I'm going to reiterate that multiple times. You don't have to do anything when you're in autopilot. The only time you have to do anything is when you're using the oven as a regular countertop oven, and you have to be near the oven to set things like the temperature and the time and pick the setting that you want. But what I like to do is if I know I'm making things that are similar to recipes that are in the app, I will go to the recipe in the app, For example, I love nachos done in the oven. So there's a really cool dip and nacho recipe in the app. So I skip the whole beginning part of the recipe that's all about the dip, and I go right to the roasting of the nachos portion. And I actually do my nachos using the autopilot recipe that's built into the app. So there's ways that you can like sneak out of doing it exactly how they have it set up. So I just wanted to give you that pro tip. If you have any more questions, we only have 2 more minutes with you guys, but we want to make sure we get all of your questions answered. Thank you, Anna, for making my lunch. I'm starving. Nobody else in the showroom is going to get to eat. Just kidding. I would never do that to you guys. And I'm really excited to be back with you again with Anna here in the showroom in December. You might see it pop up on the website soon. If you haven't browsed the website, check it out. There are going to be deals for Black Friday, I am more than sure. So get ready to do your shopping for the holidays. Oh, they're gonna see the s'mores. Don't worry. It's called a reveal. We got it. So if you love s'mores, I don't know if there's a marshmallow emoji. I haven't actually looked. Put a marshmallow emoji in the chat. And if there isn't a marshmallow emoji, put a chocolate piece or fire. Because it's like having a fire in your kitchen, but in a safe way, because you don't have to build a fire to make s'mores.
Karen added a chocolate bar.
Oh, yeah. All right, Karen, let's come over to the oven. We've got a minute left. I actually want to show them once it pops over into broil. So we're about to pop over into broil. So you see how it switched seamlessly, and I didn't have to do anything except come over to the oven and stick my face in the window and watch as the marshmallows do their thing. No, we want them to watch. Yeah. It's so cool how they get extra toasty on top and they expand.
Perfect brownie.
I know. Oh, I'm eating one of these, by the way. Yeah. Oh, come on. Sorry, Jenna. Jenna can't have nuts, but I can. And we're going to stay away from Jenna. I'm going to rinse my mouth out before I talk to her. I just want to show them too how crispy these cookies are. I don't know if you can hear that. Probably not, but just look how beautiful on the floor. Beautiful palmier cookies.
And that's exactly what you want for a palmier. You want it to be really crisp and dry.
And flaky.
Yeah. Look at these.
Beautiful.
They're gorgeous. Oh.
And I like how in the app they show you putting both of the cookies inside the oven so that you get 2 hot cookies, not just one. I'm gonna try and do this without burning myself. Okay, maybe the tongs, because I'm gonna end up.
I know.
But yeah, she can handle it. Check this out. Yeah. Oh, so beautiful. So nice. Next, okay. I already burnt my fingertip. All right. It's on you. Beautiful. Isn't that nice? I wish you were here in the showroom with us. We would feed you. I promise we would, but we're not. So buy the oven and make some s'mores and then take photos and share them with TA Appliance. They want to see what you're cooking. And so do we, to be honest with you. Post it on social media. Tag Breville Canada and TA Appliances.
Yes.
Jessie says, looks great, guys.
Thanks, Jessie. We can't wait to enjoy. Thank you for being with us. If you haven't already shopped by clicking on your screen, do it. You won't regret it, I promise. You'll thank me. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, guys.
Bye.